Bench and the Bleachers. It has been over a month since our last episode. As always, I'm your host, Keenan Chagaskis, joined today by my friend Spencer Pomeroy. Alex couldn't be here. Been a little sick lately. We'll get him back next week or whenever we get to you guys with another off-season episode. If it's a slow week, we might have an episode in two. Spencer, you haven't been here in a while. How have you been?
I've been great. First off, rest in peace, Alex. Hope you get better soon. I might be here to take your job, though, so we'll see how it goes. But lots going on in the baseball world, so I'm excited for that. Been busy with work, been trying to get back on, and here I am. So enjoy while I'm here. Could be hit by a bus tomorrow. So
I think we should jump into the big one right away, the one that's got everyone talking about a potential salary cap, and the Dodgers are just spending so he doesn't play elsewhere. Kyle Tucker, 4 years, $240 million. It's a hefty contract for a player who's not going to be the main guy on the team he's signing with. A little ridiculous. I thought the Blue Jays offer was the most fair and understanding, but the market's a little broken right now.
Yeah, and it's such a short term, and I assume that the pending lockout, we'll get into that later, has to do with it. All along, it was the Dodgers. You just knew it was going to happen. Then I started to believe, okay, maybe it's not. The Yankees, Yankees fan, we'll get into this again, were kicking tires on Tucker. They weren't that interested in Bellinger, initial interest, because they were in on him. No, so I don't know what their plan is. But anyway, this is about Kyle Tucker. Great move for them. Underrated five-tool player, you could say. He doesn't have the speed, but can field. He can hit for power contact. It's disappointing that he's going to the Dodgers, but, I mean, everyone had a chance at him, so.
Yeah, it felt like it was a three-horse race for the last month and a half. Mets, Dodgers, Blue Jays. Blue Jays are the bridesmaid again for the third straight year to the Dodgers. It's unfortunate. I'm wearing the Braves hat, but I support the Blue Jays quite a bit through work and everything. It's hard to see just the same team bringing him in again and again. Like last 3 years, they brought in the biggest guy, Roque Sasaki last year, Ohtani, and Yamamoto the year before that.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. Even when it was the evil empire New York Yankees, it didn't feel this unfair.
No.
Looking back at all the signings that the Yankees have always made, they also built the Dodgers built from within a lot to use their prospects more for trades. The Yankees obviously developed amazing players back in the main days of their dynasty.
Well, I think the thing with the Dodgers, it's just how they've gone about it, especially with the deferral of contracts. Like that just rubs people the wrong way.
Oh, 100%. When people were, even without the deferrals, if you're paying $60 million a year for Kyle Tucker and also assuming no deferrals at all, $70 million for Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
That's bigger than some teams' total payrolls. And I think that's where it is where the MLB's problem is. You need to raise a floor. You need to lower the ceiling.
Yeah. And we'll get into that later. I have some takes on that. But this forced the Mets' hand, you would say.
It did. And they forced it real quick.
The next day, was it?
Morning.
Yeah.
Probably a good 12 hours afterwards, the New York Mets went out and got shortstop, converting him to third base, Bo Bichette, 3 years, $126 million. The rumors for the last month were, he's going to open his market up to be a second baseman. Third base was shocking. We know what his defense was like at shortstop. Vladdy and his athleticism bailed him out from time to time there with the Blue Jays. Not shocked by who's signing him. I'm shocked that they want him to be a third baseman.
I like the move for them. Obviously, this was a super panic move for them.
Oh, 100%.
Definitely, though, he proved himself 2025 Bo. I think he could play third. Has the opt-outs, though, after year 1 and 2, so this could easily be a one and done here. And with the opt-outs, you could even move on with the trade deadline or whatever. But I was a bit surprised at third base. I guess there's room for him there. Obviously, Lindor at short. If I was a player, I think I'd rather play third anyways than second. It seems it's more of a swagger position, I would say.
It is.
Not many great second basemen, but there's so many great third basemen. So
yeah, it'll be interesting. This is a team that they're also putting Jorge Polanco at first, who has no games at first. I think we've seen the flaw for the 2026 New York Mets. There's always something with the team, and it might be defense this year.
Sorry, you were cutting out there.
Yeah. I said
Cutting
there's
out on
always a
my
flaw
end.
with the New York Mets. It looks like it's going to be defense this year.
Yeah, and you know what? And we'll go back to the Yankee thing. I'm a firm believer in defense now and teaching fundamentals because how quickly games can unravel and just lose from dumb little plays. It's frustrating to watch. It's fundamental baseball, and if unless you can outscore your opponents, if you're having an off day, like it's tough. It's so much fun having a fun defense that can turn double plays, make diving stops and that, and just fundamental. And when it's like throwing it, he's out there for his bat. You'd like it at the DH spot. It can be tough to watch. Initially, you're like, okay, we can get away with this. Like
Yeah.
throwing, like say you throw Schwarber in left, you get away with it until you don't, and then
Yeah.
it's like, okay,
Until a
why are
ball's
we
in his
doing
way.
this? Yeah, why are we doing this? Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, the Mets have some options though. They got Brett Beatty, Mark Vientos as well, who can rotate into third base. Marcus Semion's not playing 162 as well.
no,
Like,
no one does, anyways.
yeah, no one really does except Matt Olson, who hasn't missed a game in like 5 years.
Yeah,
Otherwise, yeah, 140 because especially Semion's what 34 now. He's
he's
getting up
getting up
there.
there. He's been in the league actually for a long time, if you think
He's
about
bounced
it. Yeah,
around too.
yeah. White Sox, Athletics, Blue Jays, Rangers. Now
There's
the
the Met.
Metropolitans. Yeah.
Yeah. The third big signing is the first one that actually fell a couple days before Kyle Tucker. Alex Bregman. He's off to the Chicago Cubs because the Red Sox thought he was bluffing an offer.
Yeah, I think this is a great move for the
It is.
Cubs. They have such a young team, Pico Armstrong, and that they need that veteran presence, good glove at third, and it's not. I mean, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, just base the money off the current market. I think it's a good deal for them, and it should help them in, I would say, kind of a weaker division.
Yeah, and the way the Central is right now,
Yeah,
especially with the Cardinals finally tanking,
yeah, it
it is a little
should be the
weaker.
Cubs for the taking. Yeah,
I think they budgeted it so they're right under the next luxury tax
yeah,
threshold too, which is smart, but it kind of handicaps them for the rest of the off season
yeah.
and maybe the trade deadline. Depends on how the season go. They might fluctuate as well. If you think you can have an actual World Series winning team, I'm not surprised about the Red Sox, but they went about this completely wrong too. If you look back a year ago when they brought him in and the whole Rafael Devers thing,
Yeah,
why are you trying to call the bluff of a player you brought in to replace Rafael Devers?
yeah.
You pay him what he
It's
wants.
it's a mismanagement. There's probably a bigger word I don't have it in my vocabulary, but it's
Mismanagement's good.
I
It's
would be pretty upset if I was a Red Sox fan
if
because
you
now
weren't a Yankees fan,
you're left with cake on your face right now. So
you
it's
are, and
gonna
you
yeah
put the cake on your own face though.
yeah exactly even
Like,
worse.
it's an odd one. It is a
Yeah,
very
it
odd one.
is.
Yeah.
How about this odd one? Talk about Murakami.
Talk about a dead market.
I couldn't believe that, and this was like there was so much chatter about throwing back to the Yankees again. Murakami's he's a Yankee or whatever, right? Then he was going to be a Dodger. And then all of a sudden you take a look and he signs and it's the White Sox. I'm like, "Really? I feel like that's the bottom 3, bottom of the barrel." I guess the scouts did not like him. I don't know. I think Fangraphs still predicted him to be in the top 10 in home runs this season. And that's the player he is though. So expect him to hit around 200, but if he can hit over 35 home runs, I think this is a smash for them. I just don't know what they have around him.
Even 30 home runs. I think this
Yeah,
is, considering it's 2 years, I think this is a sign him, build him up, and trade him away.
sure.
I think there's a world where the White Sox or any smaller market team could have maybe gone 4 or 5 years and actually built with him. Maybe the White Sox don't see a competitive window within that time frame, especially with a lockout looming. It kind of is a glorified 1 year deal, if
Yeah.
assuming a lockout does happen in 2027.
I think for him too, at least for him, it guarantees playing time the whole
It
season.
does, yeah.
If he did go to the Dodgers, there's no guarantee. They still have
Oh, the
lots of
Dodgers are
pieces there.
already playing first.
Yeah, and so this at least guarantees he can play as many games as he wants this season and develop. And maybe this is his plan. Show off with the White Sox. He's going to be able to bat wherever he wants in the lineup. and maybe someone will come calling at the deadline.
I think it's his plan after the rumored $300 million deal didn't come through.
Imagine if that was you and
Yeah.
you thought you're getting 300 million, you're settling for 34. Still a lot of money,
Oh,
but
it's still
still
an
like
insane amount of money. Dude, I haven't even hit 1 mil.
that's like going to the dance with the 9 and then coming home with the 6. Like you thought you were in a smash play there and you basically struck out and you're settling. So, but you'll take it. He's going to take it. You'll take it.
Yeah, the international market, it was a little weird this year. And
Hmm.
I think it does have a little to do with the lockout. Tetsuya Imai, the big pitcher, obviously. 3 years to the Houston Astros feels like their Framber Valdez replacement. Feels like their last attempt to stay relevant and stay competitive with a diminishing core that's just fading year after year,
And a tough division they're in too,
and a
I would
tough
say.
division too.
So, I mean, he was pretty good in the NPB.
He was.
Hard to translate, but at least if you have the numbers there, there's hopes you can translate. Yeah, they had to do something with the rotation. They have a bunch of just like mid arms besides Spencer Brown.
Yeah.
It's just a bunch of mid. So at least give this guy a shot. I just had a thought too. I was, because the World Baseball Classic is falling after the signings. I wonder how much impact if it was before the free agency window opening. Obviously, that wouldn't happen. But like, say it was the World Baseball Classic and Murakami went off in it, would he have
Yeah.
gotten a big bag?
And
So
then
maybe,
posted.
yeah.
Like
Who
if he had
knows?
his,
Yeah,
I think he went off in 2023. I
he
believe.
did. Yeah, he was.
Even
He
if he
could swing the
posted
stick.
like the year after, he might have.
Yeah,
By
use
then,
that momentum for the player. Just it's not the way the schedule fell, and it
yeah.
wasn't going to fall. But I just thought about that.
I mean, yeah, that would have been interesting. I also saw the White Sox name popped up right at the end too in my rumors.
Yeah,
They almost went 2 for 2 for a moment there.
yeah.
That would have been funny, but
Yeah, they got to do something. I have a friend Larry. He's a big White Sox fan,
yeah.
diehard, and he's really struggling. So they'll take anything.
Is he a Bears fan as well down in
He
Chicago?
is. He is. So he's still recovering from
Still
that.
recovering. Yeah,
Born and
he's got
raised
the
Chicago.
Murakami
Yeah,
to look forward to.
yeah,
I'm sure you're not a fan of this one though. Kazuma Okamoto, the longest contract, 4 years, signing with the Toronto Blue Jays, obviously your Yankee rivals. Good, versatile player, which is what the Blue Jays have been bringing in the past couple of years. Obviously, they've got Ernie Clement, Lucas Barger, who can play just about any position. Throw Okamoto in the corners, plays a bit of the outfield. Very
yeah,
well-rounded bat. I think this is a really good signing, and it's for a team that could really utilize him, assuming a playoff run for them as well.
yeah. They needed someone else to bring in Ernie Clement because he had slapped to get on base, but they couldn't bring him in. Yeah, I think he's going to cause trouble for teams because he was very consistent in Japan. Had 6 straight years, 30+ home runs. It wasn't just a fluke, and has that versatility where who doesn't love a versatile player? That's why IKF gets. Yeah, he always gets signed somewhere,
Yeah,
and just because you can throw him in anywhere, he obviously doesn't have the power, but and pretty cheap deal for them too. So I think this was a no-brainer for them.
it was a very smart signing. I think
Hmm.
there's a couple of the mid-market teams that probably could have used him. Pirates were rumored around him. They've made some good small market signings. This isn't, I mean, this deal isn't outside of anyone's price range. If you want to
No,
spend the money, you will.
yeah.
That's all it comes down to.
And I guess some teams they want to take that risk, and the Blue Jays are definitely in a position.
Oh,
We
big
have to take risks right now. The window is right there, so
Rogers has a lot of money.
I'm giving them money every month. So
I mentioned the Pirates there. It has been a shockingly good offseason for them. They signed a multi-year deal for the first time since Ivan Nova, which I think was 2016, with Ryan O'Hearn, 2 years, trading for Brandon Lau as well. Those two bats are immediately the best in their lineup.
yeah, I think this was a great move. Ryan O'Hearn has just been an underrated player for the last
Very
few
underrated.
years, I would say. Can sneak him in the outfield actually, but high contact guy with some power, and they don't break the bank. So I was pretty, these are the moves. The problem is they have to make so many of these small moves, and they all have to hit if they're not going to spend their money.
Yeah. These
So
feel like low risk moves,
very low risk
especially with
with,
the
yeah,
how their lineup performed last year.
yeah.
Like it was bad.
You could, like, any player with any ability would be a boost to that lineup. So
It
it's
really was.
just tough because you need so many of those small moves to go right and work out to get that value that
I think the
if they
Pirates
want to
can
be cheap.
respond. They don't need that many moves though, because if you look at their rotation, assuming Bubba
Yeah.
Chandler is solid in his first full season in the MLB, maybe you get Jared Jones back at some point too. That rotation can shove. Obviously, we know what Paul Skeens does.
But how do you, so if they modeled it after the Mariners, let's say, who is their Cal Raleigh, who is their Josh Naylor? They need a
They
couple
do.
big
They
horses. Like
100. They got a
O'Neill
decent
Cruz
farm
is
system, but
okay. Yeah, they need a couple stars there, which
they do need to spend a little bit more money if they see that. And Bob Nutting's not going to spend a
no.
cent beyond what he has to. They're profitable right now. That's all he cares about. But Gino's still available. Cody Bellinger's well without their price range, and I don't think
Yeah.
they want to go after him, even if he was in their price range
Yeah.
with what he's asking for. I still think
It's
one small, like B, C plus tier player added to this team, and they're in the wild card contention with that rotation.
I think so. And yeah, the rotation can lead you a long way because this is a deep rotation. Paul Skeens is gonna, that you can almost chalk the win every game he's in. Just make sure you score one run at least.
I think it
So
was if he got average run support, he would have lost 2 games in his career.
yeah.
Like he's
So
elite. We know that.
how do you fabricate runs? I think Ryan O'Hearn is a great bat for that
He
because
is.
he's playing in Baltimore, so no one knows about him.
Yeah, and then he went to San Diego, and
Yeah.
he was solid there too.
So lefty bat.
I want to hear what you have to say about this signing though, because it's your rival Red Sox, Ranger Suarez.
I thought it was a good move. Kind of an underrated pitcher. Another lefty into their rotation. Yankees are a heavy lefty team, and it provides good depth for them. I think, the term's not bad on it, and they have to do something. They missed. This was before the Bregman thing.
Yeah,
I believe it was,
no, I
right?
think it was
So,
right after.
right, was it right
I
after?
think so.
So it could have been a chain reaction to that, but I I don't know what the market was on him, but whenever I watched him, I thought I quite enjoyed watching him pitch.
He's solid.
Yeah,
Low
solid.
low ERA guy, doesn't allow hits, and a great postseason resume. Assuming the
Yeah,
Red Sox build off of 2025, I kind of expect them to be back. They got a
I
young.
it's going to be a tight race this year, but I
It
mean,
is. If
it's an arms race,
it
and
is an arms
everyone has
race,
to compete in it, and so they had to make the move for Suarez, and I think they'll be pretty happy with him because they seem to get a lot out of their pitching staff. Like Giolito pitched well when they brought him in.
hmm
Walker Bueller was okay when they brought him in. I mean, he
yeah,
wasn't he
he is
wasn't
fun.
Dodger Walker Bueller. He did start to come back and then But I always you see him on TV and they got like Hunter Dobbins in or some like these random names and then they just shove. So if I think he'll be successful there.
And he doesn't have to be the ace there too.
No
They got their
pressure
pitcher,
either. Yeah.
and he's locked up long term as well, so they don't have to worry about him either.
Yeah. Just get some bats.
Yeah, get some bats. Well, they've got the young hitters though. If
They
they're
do,
healthy,
yeah.
if Roman Anthony's healthy,
And no slump, no sophomore slumps or anything,
yeah,
then
that's a big question.
so we'll see what happens. But yeah, I'm not a fan of Anthony as in like he's going to be a Yankee killer for years to come.
I get it. I get
Yeah.
it. Padres, they brought back Michael King. Same thing as the Bo Bichette deal. 3 years, opt-outs after the first and second one. I'm a big Michael King guy. I feel like he's also fairly underrated. And he spent time with the Yankees and the Padres while they were making their big push and didn't really get that much love.
No, very underrated player. I know there was a lot of chatter about bringing him back in this offseason. Started as a reliever and they stretched him out. I think he had an immaculate inning as a reliever.
Yeah.
But just has a good sinker, good off speed, very composed pitcher, hard to hit, and he was in the Juan Soto trade, so
Yeah.
good piece there. But if I was the Padres, for sure I'd want to re-sign him. He was one of their better pitchers, and And he's pretty consistent, I would say. You kind of know what you're going to get every outing from him.
It feels like the signing from a team that feels like their window's closing.
Yeah.
Like it really does. Like we saw them falter this year against the Cubs. We saw them put up the best fight against the Dodgers last year,
Yeah.
and they haven't had consistency before that. It just feels like the end for the Padres. Cease is gone. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure you
Well,
got your opinions on him with him being a Blue Jay now too.
so I was talking to a buddy the other day,
Yeah.
and it was just, who would you rather have? You can factor in the contract or not right now. Dylan Cease or Carlos Rodon?
Okay.
And I was like, I I think Cease is the better pitcher, but like when Rodon is on, he's on. So I think it's
The highs are high, but the lows are
yeah,
low.
the lows are low. I think it's pretty close. So that was just the thought we had in a conversation,
Yeah, yeah.
but I thought it was interesting. Yeah,
It is also you got to look at it. Every single one of his Cease's peripherals said he was unlucky, which is weird
yeah.
too.
Well, and
Okay.
we've seen that. Let me go back to Yankee Land.
Yeah,
Ben Rice was an unlucky hitter when
his
he first
first year.
came in, and now he's like, even this last year he was a bit unlucky, but you
Yeah,
can see the power and his ability. So
yeah, and that's the same thing with Cease.
yeah,
Unlucky, but you can see the talent come
yeah,
through at times. Like he could
yeah,
go 7 innings, no runs, or he could be out at the first inning.
yeah. Which high variance, but he definitely has the stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, let's get the train back on the tracks here.
Okay.
Couple of smaller moves. Marlins signing Pete Fairbanks.
Crazy Eyes.
Crazy eyes.
That's his nickname. Yeah.
But he also
Well,
he
I
had
don't know.
that. I don't remember what it was
Might be.
called. I should have written this down, but the something with his fingers where if it gets cold, he loses
Oh
all
yeah.
circulation. You saw that?
Some sort of neurological
Yeah. So
something
he
like
wasn't
that.
leaving Florida.
No,
And
no.
there's that he was a big name after Cease, Diaz, all the big free agents, the big reliever markets went down. Oh, the Blue Jays going to get him, the Yankees, somebody going to get him. He was shut down in April a couple days in Chicago. Like
Yeah.
he wasn't leaving Florida.
Well, I mean, this is a guy anyone would love in their pen. Come in and throw 99, come out and gas, and he's not expected to, play a major role. I guess they could, but coming from the Tampa system, I always like pitchers that come out of Tampa. So
Once
I
they
don't
get out
know.
of Tampa, they're healthy.
They're healthy and they're throwing gas. So
And that brings me to the next guy too. They just traded Shane Bass. We know what his upside
yeah,
is.
younger guy. Yeah, younger guy.
Couldn't find
Orioles,
his footing with Tampa Bay.
no. And Orioles are desperate. I mean, I would say they already kind of turned around Trevor Rogers into a good pitcher now. He did start slow and
Yeah.
he was banged up, but he was pretty good last season. So maybe they can turn him around. They're trying to turn trying not I wouldn't say polish a turd, but like they're trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, signing all these pitchers instead of just throwing the bag at someone.
They threw the bag at Alonso too quickly.
Yeah, so I think they could. I think I'd rather have O'Hearn at his contract than Alonso. But yeah, it's you know what it just reminds me of. The Oilers or the Oilers. The Orioles are not as good as the Oilers, but
Yeah.
it's like the Oilers' problem was goaltending, and they would not address it. Everyone knows the Orioles' pitching has not been good, and they have no arms, and they just go and make a big move and get someone, which I guess they did. They got Burns, but they never kept them for more than a season.
Yeah.
So it just
Yeah, they
seems so
show they
obvious.
have the money. But
Yeah, they're
spending
like
their position players and signing Pete Alonso.
yeah. I don't know why Pete wants to go to Baltimore, but
He will.
I guess
Well, he
I guess he can hide there.
That's
It's
not
not like not a big New York market, so he can just.
he did. Yeah, I mean, you know this. He brought the offer to the Mets.
Yeah, and
They didn't even pick
they
up
want
his call.
no, they want to move on. So, which tells you enough right there.
Yeah, I am curious. It is a buy low from the Orioles here. I am curious if
Yeah,
it is going to be another one of those. Oh, he gets out of Tampa and he's healthier
yeah,
and a little more consistent because we know what his ceiling is. He was a very highly regarded prospect.
yeah, and you can't even blame the Tropicana field because they aren't playing there. So
No.
something in the water in Tampa. Yeah, too
Yeah.
busy on the yachts.
Another trade. Nolan Arenado. He's off to the Diamondbacks. I like this for Arizona because they're paying him $6 million this year.
Yeah, if you
That's
had to, that's a win for them. Low risk because they keep losing their guys. Traded Suarez, and I don't really know where this team sits in terms of being competitive because, like, yeah, like they have Corbin Carroll and some pieces, but Ketel Marte's still there. I don't know where it sits though. Like, I'm sure Arenado's getting towards that Goldschmidt territory where he might just be. I mean, at least he has the defense, but I think this is definitely a win. Another low risk move. $6 million for at least you get the defense out of it.
Yeah,
so that's a big win.
Worth it.
Worth the $6 million alone. So even if he becomes a role player, maybe this is a buy low and then they move him at the deadline to a competitive team.
The Cardinals tried to do that for the last year and a half, though. I don't know what this market's going to. There's going to be like 5 teams paying him money by the end of the year. Edgar Cabrera, he's off to the Cubs now.
He's back. We flip sides, though. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Great move. They're a bit of a pitching factory, the Marlins. This is the first domino to fall. We'll see if Sandy gets moved, but good move for the Cubs. Good return, I would say, too, for the Marlins. And this is another injury-riddled player, but has high upside. Nasty circle change. I
thought that was a crazy prospect.
It's that rotation keeps getting better and better for the Cubs.
He's up there.
Canadian, first off, get that in there. I love my Canadians. Yeah. Yeah, because he's been, I don't know if he's been their top prospect, but he's been the talk of the town the last year for sure. Finally got into the majors, but I guess, they liked what they have, and I think it's a pretty good if they want to compete with the Dodgers, these are the types of swings they have to make, and they see their window, so they're taking their swing.
That's going to be the question for Cabrera.
And hopefully it works out for him.
We know what he's capable of. It was a great
He's had some great starts, so
highly regarded by your Yankees.
I don't like the best ability is availability.
Willingly match the type
That's the thing. That is always the thing. So yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, you guys don't need a
I heard that Dominguez.
And then you went out and got Ryan
I was listening
Weathers
to John Boy that Dominguez was floated around, and I guess they didn't. I think they would really be hampered if they traded Dominguez for a pitcher. Awfully is an outfield right now. They don't have anyone, so no, that's the thing. Yeah,
you do, but you didn't need to bring in a top tier guy like they were targeting.
Yeah, and I guess they're just covering their butt for Garrett Cole coming back in that.
Could have been their plan A.
Yeah, and it's proven that you need more than 5 starters throughout the course of a season. You definitely do. No, you could have just got a 4-starter off a team or something like that. Like
you say that we got a State of the Jays segment we do here.
Yeah,
we're not a Blue Jays podcast though.
Yeah, and teams. Now outfield's a real concern. If they don't get Bellinger, this is not a Yankees podcast, I'll say that. But if they don't get Bellinger, they're in trouble. But they...
it's either...
true. We need to stay to the... No, that's true.
I don't think you're willingly moving.
But yeah, they were definitely in on Cabrera, and I was like, this would be great. It just might hamper the rest of the team if they do that. You can't afford...
Something crazy like that. Yeah,
you need your prospects.
A guy who's the ace of the league. Yeah. Back to your Red Sox here.
No, unless it was
they've been active trading from
them together for Scooble or something like that, like a big name. You're not doing it for
brought in Wilson Contreras as well to play.
Yeah, you already have enough injury-riddled pitchers. You don't want another. Yeah.
Brother's also younger too.
Yeah, I think he's been a solid player for years, and definitely they lost that experience with Bregman, but they do get some back with Contreras. His brother is a better player, but that's besides the point. Um,
Yeah.
he is younger, yeah, but I mean, they needed it. They had some success at catcher last season. It wasn't but the year before it was Connor Wong. Then this last season, I'm blanking on his name. Anywho, Carlos Narvaez, I think that's what it was. They had some success with him. Maybe they don't think
Yeah.
it's going to stick.
I
So,
think he's been
I mean, you get a
transitioning
good
to
defender and
first
a good
base
bat.
too.
So it's
That's
and they're taking
the
advantage
end
of a
of
team
a career for a catcher.
selling
You
off.
shift your
So
way over to first
that's
base,
when the
and then it's better on the
Seagulls or
body. I
the
think his
Hawks
bat
they
will show off
circle
more
when you
too,
see a
first
team
and
sell.
DH.
So he has played first, yeah,
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 it is an arms race.
for sure. Yeah, you don't have to worry
Yeah,
about
we got one more
just
signing
focus
too.
on
I didn't
hitting
write this
and
in the doc. I forgot about it.
he.
JT
I don't know.
Realmuto,
They
3 years
need
back
it.
to the Phillies.
It's,
This
this
is
is a,
also
this is
like
an
a
arms race
quick
we said
pivot. They had
earlier.
that
So
7-year, 200
it's
mil
just get
on the table for Bo Bichette. He signs
as
with the
many
Mets a
kicks
couple
at the
hours
can
later.
as you can with
They
these
give some money
players.
to Realmuto, 3 years, 45 million.
Yep.
This was also that and Schwarber felt like, yeah, it's gonna happen. They're coming back.
Well, I thought there was going to be the Schwarber front. I thought it was going to be a
And we saw a
red, to be
couple of those.
honest. I know there was lots of rumors about that, and I think they're ready to open up. But it's, I mean, good catcher in that, and it was. They had their plan A. The second that plan A was gone, pushing the plan B button, getting it done. Which is, I think,
No,
that's a good way to run, like to work though. It's not. It's not a. I don't think it was
no,
it's going to sound wrong, a reactive move. It was reactive, but like there was a plan in place with
no,
that
and
reaction.
he's
It wasn't a
still solid.
panic
The bat's
signing. It was
not
just
what it
this is
used
our
to be,
plan
but
B. So we'll just bring him
that
back
comes with
because you have
age.
to.
He's still
You don't
decent
want to
when
be
you play.
left with with uh, with anything. You got nothing in
Yeah,
your hands. That at least they got something out of it.
it's also this is such a Phillies off season too. They spent like all of November was like, oh,
No,
we got to
but it's
retool, we got to
how many.
switch things up,
Yeah, how
and they
many good
brought back
catchers
two
are there?
hitters and
It's
let
one of those like second
their ace
base. Like
walk. Well,
he's
not their ace,
still a
but their
top
number
10
two
catcher,
pitcher.
I would say. So,
But
and he likes playing
it's a
there.
Phillies off season. And they're going to be paying a lot of contracts to old men in like 2 years.
Yeah,
Castellanos, they're not getting rid of that contract.
yeah. They're gonna run back the same
Yeah, it did look bad,
a
and it's going to
old
look bad again at
35 year
some
old
point when he
lineup.
starts
Yeah,
to age.
and hope.
Well, with the rest of the core aging too.
Yes.
Harper's
Well,
body's slowly deteriorating. He's always
no,
hurt here
and
and
they're
there.
lucky that Turner started to turn it
They're,
around
they're going to
because
be
that was gonna
rough
look bad too.
next few
But
years.
he's been
Yeah,
at some point. Yeah,
yeah. It's only in Colorado though. That's a Coors
yeah.
effect. Ketel Marte
Maybe
is not going to be traded by the
they
Arizona
could use Mickey
Diamondbacks.
Maniac right
This is
about
another
now.
one.
They're
I
at the
didn't think he was going to
prospect,
get
but
traded. I thought they were just
he's
feeling
been
out the
killing it
market. If they
in
got something elite, they're
Colorado.
pulling the
But
trigger. Otherwise, he's not going
only
anywhere.
in Colorado, yeah. Coors effect, yeah.
Yeah, he's at the peak of his career.
No, and good for them for retaining players. If they were considering that retool rebuild, obviously he's the first name out, I would say. But yeah, why? Obviously, they're not getting the
The
offers that
Diamondbacks,
they
they're
want,
like
and he
one
is worth the
average
price tag, I
pitcher
would
away
say.
from
So
being a
good on
wild
them
card
for
team.
keeping him. Maybe he starts hot, and at the deadline, someone makes a move, and if they're out of it, or maybe they have a good start to the season, and they're like, oh, thank goodness we
All of
kept
them
him
blew
around.
up in
But
their face.
he's
Haven't worked out is a
special
very,
player,
very nice way of putting it. They all blew up.
exactly, and
They were all awful.
and
Burns can still
find their
bounce back,
pitching.
but if
They
Tommy
took
John
some
doesn't
swings on
look
pitching
good
the last
in
few
the first year
years,
of a
hasn't really
contract,
worked out. So
yeah,
yeah,
that's the
so
we put all our chips on the table and we're walking away empty-handed.
yeah, yeah, and
But it's an odd risk though. Usually you'd think
yeah,
one of them hits. Like that's three big signings. Statistically, one of them has to
Well,
hit,
that's
and
the
they
thing.
all
That's the
missed.
swing, and they took a bunch of swings, and they all missed on it, and
It is what
that's the
it is.
risk you take, though. So
Over in Anaheim, the Angels have decided to buy out Anthony Rendon. I don't like
yeah,
this move.
one
He had 1 year left on his
statistically,
contract.
one
These
has to
payments
hit.
are now going
Yeah,
to be made out over the next 3 to 5 years. You had to keep him under
yeah.
contract and just get
It
get
is
it
what it
over with.
is.
Pay it out for
Tough
that one
division.
year and just leave it.
Oh,
Like, I don't understand the management, the ownership's approach here when
you're
you
cutting
weren't
out
going to
for
be
me.
good this year. You didn't need to free up any cash at all. Ah, we might wrap this one up here then if I keep cutting out. Wi-Fi is not that great. I'm on Wi-Fi, yeah. It's usually better than data, though.
You're
That's the
cutting out
thing
for
down
me.
here. It comes and goes. Should we wrap this up then? All right.
Are you using Wi-Fi?
A little bit. I'm gonna give my outro here then. If
Oh,
we
your
internet problems,
camera's
it's
frozen, and you're
first
kind
first
of
show of the
robotic.
year. We'll take it. Had to get one out
Yeah,
there.
let's see if you're coming
I think
back
it went
here.
great.
Let's see.
Good to have you here, Spencer.
A little
Hopefully we'll
bit.
have you again
It's like
mid-season.
8-bit.
Maybe when the sorry?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I'll have a quick shout
Love
out.
talking sports. We'll get you on this
I'm
season
gonna
when
do a quick shout
the
out. If you want to
Yankees
catch me
have fed you.
in
When
Salmon
you're
Arm,
fed up enough
91.5
with the
Summit
Yankees, we can
Radio,
get you on.
Salmon Arm,
Get a good
Golden
rant.
Rebel Stoke. You can catch me on there. Afternoon
Or a
drive,
Boone
2 to
Chance,
6
yeah.
p.m.
Great to
Always
see you.
love talking sports.
Great to be back
so.
on air. We will see you again, hopefully next week. Peace out.
When the train falls off the track, yeah.